Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, so here we have a pumpkin, a carved pumpkin, classic thing to do for the Halloween season. But this is not a very good one. I can make a better pumpkin than this, and I will show you how I did it. But first, let's get rid of this pumpkin. And let's see. In this program, which is Sculptr VR, you can add or subtract pixels away. So I can make a larger selection here and just take away pixels from the side of it, and you notice they sort of break off of the thing, the chunks of it. Or I can even use these rockets and just blow it up. So much for this being totally creative app, but it sort of goes with the video gamey feel of it, that you can build things you want to do and then blast them away. So I will start here with a sphere, make a new pumpkin. So in here I can go and select orange, and you notice this axis is the brightness of the color, and the other two are the position of the color. The hue of the color, that's what you call it. So just sort of move right at the edge of the red and yellow to get orange. See how orange I can make it. I do have the option to use shiny or transparent. What does shiny look like? We'll try shiny. Make a big, let's see where, this is the limit of my construction here. So just make this pretty big and then bring it over here. And I'm not sure if that looks like a pumpkin now because it's a liquid metal Terminator pumpkin, right? But make it a little more rounded. Obviously, the difference between this and real sculpting is that your hand can go through everything. There's nothing stopping you from just going through things. So it's both an advantage and a disadvantage. So now, when I press the X button, it flips between create or remove. So this time, I think I'll draw the pumpkin face on him before I start removing the things. So I can use the paintbrush. All of these tools, they sort of have their beginning in real stuff. So I'll paint some eyes on him like this. I'll make it gold paint. And there's an undo button, undo button. So we're seeing a bit of the pixelization of this program, but originally it was for pixel art. So just drawing, as you might realize, the brush does nothing if I'm painting out here. It only does something if I'm actually painting on an existing surface that I've already placed with the other tool. So now I'm drawing out a nice shape for him, and it's about right. I can even add a stem if I want, but first let's get started with carving the pumpkin. And I guess I will add a tooth, add some teeth for the mouth, just because that oftentimes the pumpkins have these big sharp teeth. So that looks about right, doesn't it? All right, classic pumpkin. Now it's all shiny though. And then let's carve it. So I will take the bulge deflate. No, that's not right. Here. Oh, I can use different shapes. Cube. I could even use a cone. Hey, the cone might be the perfect thing to use in this case to get a perfectly triangular cutout, right? I'll do that. Just get it in place and then pull the trigger. Huh, perfectly triangular cutout. I like that. See, it's already doing better than the last time I did it. And then another perfectly triangular cutout there. Oh, I'm doing good. Now to get the shape of his mouth, be a little tougher, but I'll just use this triangle edge here. This is interesting, isn't it? And you can see that even though it's rounded, it's sort of calculating it as pixels. Oh, look at that. Looks sort of like the pop artist who was would make art that looked like balloon animals. And they would always have this sort of metal foil look to them. Forget what the name of that artist is, but they're very famous. A lot of art is about coming up with an interesting and sort of unusual idea that catches people's attention. People will say things like, I could do that, when they look at art galleries. But the point is that you didn't do it first, or you didn't sort of make it all come together in that scene, and they did. And if you really think that you're ready to make your own interesting art, then make it. That's what we're always talking about on this channel. High-tech creativity. That's looking pretty good. I want to do one more thing, which you notice the pumpkin is not hollow. It's a solid thing. But in our classic Halloween tradition, we have hollow pumpkins. But I was thinking how to get the hollow pumpkin. I can turn into subtract mode and then, oops, see, I cut away too much. Let's go back. That's another thing you don't get to do with a real Dremel. Don't get to undo your mistakes. Also too much. Go back. Keep using a smaller and smaller remove. There, that might be about right. And then, now here's an interesting thing you can do in VR also. I'm looking into the eye hole. I can actually go inside the pumpkin and look outward at the world. The space in here is really small though, so it's not working very well. Sort of smooth out the internal edges here. Oops. Keep breaking off a little bit too much, as you can see. Oops. What did I do? Oh, I see. There. That's good enough for now. And yes, I made a couple of small holes in the bottom, but so what? Those can be fixed. And I'll, yeah, sort of carve away a little bit of the inside here. So, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? You think it's fun to watch, but, or maybe you don't think it's fun to watch, but if you were doing it, you would think it was fun. Make sure to wear your safety glasses. Don't get pixels in your eye. But that's another thing. Inside VR, nothing can hurt you. Only the price of all the VR gear. But that's coming down. It's things are getting more and more affordable. But also when we're talking about be the first one to have an interesting idea, that's why I wanted to get into VR art, was to just explore these ideas that haven't been, look at that, ideas that haven't totally been explored, and enjoy doing my work and demonstrating things which I like to do. There, that's about right. Maybe little stem on the top of his head to complete the picture. Select green shiny, but I probably need a lighter green, right? Like this. See where the stem should be. That doesn't look right. Go back, keep going back, there. And there. That is more like it. Should I have glowing eyes in his eyes? I think I should. We will open up those eye holes a little bit more, though, before we do that. Chop away. This app is kind of interesting. You notice it has different pixel shapes. It used to be all basic pixel sizes, but now there's a smooth tool here too. Not sure exactly what that does, but let's find out. Oh, well, it is what you'd hope it would be. Take some of those chunky edges. Looks like it's melting a hard plastic surface. So if some of your edges are just too much melting there, made his tooth go away, as if he was eating a massive amount of Halloween candy, right? Just melt those edges a little bit. Smooth everything out. But his teeth are getting to look like sharp metal teeth. This is like Halloween sci-fi movie where robot pumpkin begins to scare everyone. Not sure if that's an improvement or not. Wow, it's starting to look like it's made of real melted metal. That's fun. And this much metallic material would probably be pretty expensive in real life. Just look inside. Wow, that's cool. You can see what it's like to be the guy with the pumpkin head mask, right? Smoothing out these surfaces. And you could get a 3D printed pumpkin mask. It would be a lot smaller than this. But in a few years, 3D printing just is going to get better and better. And before you know it, you'll be able to 3D print anything you want at any size. Any material you can afford to use. That'll be cool, but Some people are going to do some bad things with that. Okay. Can I use... Actually, the gaps on the bottom got melted away. Perfect. No longer a problem. Look at that. Wonder what happens if I spray the inside red. Just give it a cool looking appearance. Ooh, that's kind of creepy, actually. Has kind of a horror movie look now. I could even paint blood coming out of his mouth. It's dripping. Oh no. Not sure if I want to do that. Yeah, that kind of throws off the shape of everything. Okay. What about glowing eyes? Then go back into this mode. Put a sphere. That's weird. Go back. Try a silver sphere. Looking out. Yeah, that's cool. Very eye-catching. No pun intended. If I had thought, I could have added silver teeth into his mouth, but I guess I will not bother to do that. Or I could try painting his existing teeth. Just see what that looks like. Paint mode. It's kind of weird, actually. That's dumb. Luckily, undo saves the day. But don't undo those eyes because they are about right. I think this could be about ready. I can also try to make some darkened lines for the real pumpkin. That doesn't look so good. It's distracting. Try adding some dark marks on the edge of his eye. That's distracting. I am going to save this the way it is. It looks pretty good. I'll go to Scene, Save, and I'll save it as a new file. Said Save Complete. That's good. And then I go Scene, Save, and it looks like everyone gets several different online saves. So I previously saved that as 4, and now I will save it as 3. And online. Completed the upload, so if you use load online, you could download this pumpkin. Not that you would necessarily want to. I think you want to make your own, but you could. What happens if Pumpkin Monster is going after you? Oops. Oh, that looks terrible. All right. Use some smaller rockets. Just blast him. And no more problems. Just looking at the modeling tools using spheres. Not spheres, this is a rounded cube or a box. The edges get a little bit chunky there. Or I can use puck. Huh, already looks like the tunnels from a Mario game, right? Pipes. Oh, make it more like a pipe. It's actually a pipe with a center gap in there. I see. I have to be inside that bounding box. Or the cones once again. Oh, a cylinder. You can make a lot of good robots with cylinders. Doesn't take long at all. Just one for the body. Smaller ones for the arms. Green is probably the wrong color for the robot. Oh, I see. And we can take out a negative cylinder from the thing. This is kind of like Oculus Medium. I was trying to get Oculus Medium to run earlier today. There's some problem with the update system. But I ended up using this instead. Silver cylinder. I painted them all with green, but go and paint him with silver. There we go. That's more like a robot, wouldn't you say? And give him blue silver eyes. Oops. I was painting, but what I wanted to do was add more stuff. No. Oh wait, I'm using the deflate tool. What does that even do? Not sure. Go back a few steps. Hopefully the robot looks like the nice clean metal cylinders are being smashed. Okay, back to normal. Instead of the bulge deflate, I'll just use a positive sphere. And robot eyes. And more cylinders. One for his mouth. He's not totally happy, is he? And cylinder for his neck. Oh. The edges on this app are not quite always straight, but it's not really for mechanical designs. It's more for doing landscapes and stuff. Red dot on the front of him. Is that a good addition or not? No. Well, anyway. A robot. and we had a fun time making a pumpkin earlier. Thank you for watching VJ Franz K casual VR videos. I'll do a more serious one again soon, but just had a little bit of time today, so do this. Save my robot. Scene, save. New. Scene, save. Online 2, there. Oh yeah, there is a multiplayer mode, that's interesting. This has been VJ Franz K, high-tech creativity videos. If you have more VR apps that we can talk about, if you want to send me demos or betas, I will definitely look at them. There's a layer function here too. See you later.